Today I want to talk about this new gameplay for a game called Unrecord. Last year, we saw this prototype body cam style footage blow up and go viral online, and back then there were a lot of things that looked really good about it. For me personally, I wasn't a fan of some of the weapon mechanics. It looked a little janky and it just didn't look fun to play. Well, that same developer has now released an updated look at his new game called Unrecord, and I gotta say, man, this is one of the most visually impressive games that I have ever seen in my life. When I was first watching it on stream, I thought that it actually looked too real to be real, if that makes sense. Some of the movements, the aiming, I couldn't understand how you could actually play this on a mouse and keyboard. The head movements, the reload animations, the camera movement, like everything just looks so real. But at the same time, it looks like they have a little bit of dead zone. It looked so uncomfortable to play on a mouse and keyboard that I just thought maybe it wasn't real. The developers have now come out on Twitter and said that, hey, this is real, and they linked a video of them jumping into engine, running around, just shooting, aiming, and holy fucking shit. So it's being developed and published by a studio named Drama. It's a small studio. I think there's a few different people involved. And it's a single player FPS that tells the story of a tactical police officer from the perspective of his body camera. As you work to solve a complex case, you'll need to use your tactical and detective skills to succeed. And at the time of watching this video, I was a little bit hesitant. It was too uncanny to be real, in my opinion. I was watching some of the head movements and the animations. Their animators are some of the best in the game, hands down. And I had a few concerns, but I wanted to wait and kind of see what the conversation developed into. Would the developers respond to some of the feedback? And they have. There have been many doubts raised about the authenticity of the gameplay. The game is developed in Unreal Engine 5, and the game footage is captured from an executable and played using a keyboard and mouse. It is not a VR game. In reality, it seems rather flattering to compare the graphics of Unrecord to reality, but fortunately, we know that a game first focuses on gameplay and universe on which we primarily concentrate. Now, I will say, the gameplay that they showed where they jumped into engine, ran around and shot, it doesn't look like it controls that well, because you have that really like realistic kind of natural aim, and things just look out. It doesn't look like any other FPS that I have ever played. I still don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Until I actually get my hands on it, I won't be able to tell you guys. But just watching it being played, knowing now that it is a real game, they're dropping into engine and it exists and it's real, it still looks unnatural to play, and I don't know how clunky it's going to translate trying to get that realistic visual style, but I want to see how it translates to controls. So they said in regards to the release and timing, the unexpected success of their 2022 video prompted us to accelerate development so as not to lose our momentum and to establish our identity in the market. We're currently only an independent studio that self-funds. It is rare to see a first game in pre-production with such enthusiasm. If there aren't publishers chomping at the bit to be involved with this project, they are missing out. This game will sell so many copies, especially if the gameplay loop itself can match the quality of the visuals, the movement, the camera, the animations, and everything that we've already seen in this gameplay shot. People are talking about optimization. At our current stage of development, it is difficult to speak about final optimization, but it's just like any other game, and we see no issue in following an optimization process. It's so early on, guys. Let them make the game. And this goes into the next thing too. Currently, the game runs smoothly on both keyboard and controller. We don't see any issue with porting to consoles. However, we haven't yet decided on the specific platforms. P.S. Don't ask us about the beta testing anymore. We'll inform everyone when it takes place. I'll say this right now. You could say that 100 times over. You will be getting beta testing questions every single day for the rest of your existence. Even after the game releases, there's going to be people asking you to test it in beta. It's just a sign of the times. They're going to ask when the release is it going to early access? Is there going to be a beta, and when's it coming to consoles? Those 4 questions plague every single discussion around every single indie developed game ever. Just get used to it. For me, at first, I was very, very skeptical. When I saw the video last year, there were a lot of things about it, like, yeah, the environments look good, the lighting looked good, the fisheye effect looks great, but the actual weapon firing and the animations looked so janky to me that I never really understood why people were hyping it up. This time around, you can see the quality has even gotten better in all fronts. Now, I will say, Watching this gameplay video that they put out where they drop into engine, they hit play, they run around, and it's not so like scripted, it looks like it controls pretty badly. They say it runs smoothly on controller and keyboard. I have to see how it actually feels. But in terms of like a visual presentation, I can definitely understand why this game is going viral. It looks so fucking real. Now, they say on their Steam page, Unrecord features complex dialogues, innovative gameplay mechanics, tough moral dilemmas, and a unique shooting system. The storyline in Unrecorded can be compared to a detective novel or a thriller. The player will have to investigate several criminal cases and confront a diverse cast of characters. The game's plot and presentation will be central to a gameplay experience, and players can anticipate a range of gameplay sequences as well as numerous plot twists. This looks like it could be a horror game. I saw some people kind of writing it off like, oh no, it's just another cop tactical FPS. Yeah, but there's something way more unique on the table here, and that's just how realistic the game actually looks. And if you're one of those people that are writing it off just because it's another tactical cop FPS, you're missing the point. So key features: an original aiming system, free aiming system with authentic ADS and unrestricted hand movements, die and retry combat with a technical and minimalist approach. There's no room for errors. It's up to you to develop your own tactics. You can make dialogue choices that impact your experiences even during combat. And we kind of see that in the gameplay when he's shooting at the guy around the corner. You can see he reaches up, calls for backup, shots fired, and then he goes in and has to continue. I can definitely see where that play style and those dialogue choices come into play. I'm always a fan of narrative-driven FPSs, so this is just another one to bring into the fold, and I'm very excited to get my hands on it. This is one of the best-looking FPSs that I have seen in my life. Straight up. Now, granted, on the control side of things, I'm still very hesitant. I have to see how it feels, but I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Are you excited for Unrecord? And if so, let me know why in the comments below. Unreal Engine 5 can do some pretty incredible things, and this is just one example of it doing so. Again, very early on in development. I don't know when the game is actually going to be coming out, but I'm definitely keeping a close eye on this title. My name is BigfryTV. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.